All right. Hey guys, welcome to the Raw Barbell Club podcast. I'm your host, coach, and all-around good guy, Andy. And today I have a special guest in our brand new Raw Barbell Club studio, which is mainly just me putting things up to make the sound quality a little bit better. And I put a sign up, which is nice. Andrew Pineda.
How you going, guys? My name is Andrew Pineda, weightlifter and head coach from Lift Performance Center.
Tell me about Lift Performance Center. Where is it located? What do you guys do?
So we're located in Redfern, just on George Street, so not too far from the station for anyone that wants to come by. Pretty much it was opened by Kato, so I actually never was with him from the start. He actually started out of Fitness First in George Street, and then from there he started to get really big, and then decided to open up a gym, a performance gym. So we have from weightlifting, we also have powerlifting, gymnastics, and also just an open gym for obviously, more aesthetics, bodybuilding training, body transformation or anything that you like to do. So we're very performance based with a lot of the equipment we do have.
Is that weird? I don't know that area well, but I know performance and performance training is not something that's hugely big in Australia. It's getting bigger, but it's always been more of, a lot of people that have been interested in that have always had a huge amount of weight loss clients, and that's how they bump up their numbers, and then the performance side kind of didn't make that much money, wasn't the big part of their business.
Oh, yeah, I agree 100%. From what I know from Kato's past a bit, he has coached a few athletes. I know he used to coach Jared Hayne, and he's now with the Sydney South the Rabbitohs. So obviously he's built himself up as an S&C coach back when he was at Fitness First. He's had a lot of athletes from various sports, boxers. I think he's had a gridiron as well, track athletes and all. And from there, that's where he's pretty much a lot of athletes got to know Kato.
Yeah, okay.
Which obviously helped him out opening up the performance gym.
Yeah.
Also with all of his coaches that he's had under him as well, they all had athletes as well that they had been coaching.
How many coaches do you guys have at Lift Performance?
Off the top of my head, I know we have more than 15 coaches. I don't know the exact number to be sure, because every staff that actually works there, even if they're just reception or not, they actually are they are a coach.
Yeah,
but obviously their job isn't to be a coach at the gym. They always just refer to one of us guys instead.
And how did you end up at Lift Performance Center? Where were you before?
Well, it was actually pretty funny how I ended up there, but before that, I've been a personal trainer as well at Fitness First for 5 years.
Same Fitness First that Kato was at?
In the city, though, I had heard of Kato through because he was doing ART, which is active release treatment.
Yeah.
I was actually going to see him at a point, but I just went to see someone else instead at the time. So I was at Fitness First for 5 years. Lift Performance has been open for, I think this year will be three years or so. So obviously, when you're in the fitness industry, it's very small. So everyone knows each other. Yeah. Just like the weightlifting world, everyone knows each other. Everyone knows where they're working or where their club is. So when I heard when Lift opened up and they had weightlifting, I wanted to go there and train as well, just mainly for the equipment they had. Yeah. Obviously, being at a commercial gym at Fitness First, it's not the greatest. It's hard to just do, say, a superset or just have, your own little area without having someone to come take equipment off you. Or
is it just because, there's so many people crammed in, or...?
Because it was a city gym, so we were actually working in the city, the Fitness First. Yeah, it's just hectic. There's no real... Between these hours, it's probably the quietest hours.
Really?
There's always, a bunch of people there.
I've always wondered, because I've obviously been in the fitness industry for a while, but I've never been, in... the city, and I heard that George Street. Wait, were you in George Street?
I was in Park Street.
Okay, Park Street. I heard George Street. There's a Fitness First in George Street as well, right? Yeah, I heard that one's crazy, all the time.
Yeah, that's where the Kato was.
That's where Kato was? Yeah, okay. So I heard all those gyms just so busy all the time.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Some of them are now gone 24/7.
Yeah.
So when I say they're busy 24/7. They're busy pretty much from open till close.
Wow.
That's how jam-packed he was.
How many people do you reckon they get through their doors on a daily basis?
A couple hundred, to be honest.
Wow.
I think that at one point I was told swipes per week were about 5,000 swipes they would get.
That's
Although
ridiculous.
if you're a
right?
member of one Fitness First in the city, you had access to all of them.
Yeah.
So depending where people's jobs were, if they had any meetings or how their day went, they would go to either the same
different
one,
one.
different one, and go from there.
Yeah. So anyway, how'd you end up at Lyft?
So I ended up at Lyft.
So you went there to train?
So I went there to train. I went probably just a handful of times. And at that time, when I started actually weightlifting as well, this is probably 2014. I actually got into weightlifting in 2012 from London Games Olympics. It's funny how I actually
Really?
got into it. I was actually bored at home watching TV, and the Olympics were obviously on that time.
Yeah.
And I tuned in, saw weightlifting, and actually saw Ilya lifting at that time. This was before
At London.
in London.
Was he 94 at that
That's
time?
when he was a 94,
Yeah.
and then just watching him lift all that weight at that weight, body weight as well, it was just like, I've got to do that.
Wow. So that was when he did the 230. Was it 236?
Yeah, his last clean and jerk was about 236.
Damn, at 94 kilos.
Yeah.
That guy is like the greatest clean lifter I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, again, that's what got me into it. And I just started watching like YouTube clips from there, and it was like, I got to get into it. But at that time, the reason why I never got into weightlifting then was like I just started personal training.
Yeah.
So obviously I was working, it was my own business. So if I had a client that wanted to start at whatever time, I had to make myself available for that time to make some money.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really be flexible
Ah.
because I had no, it was just me. So
And
I
where
couldn't
did you,
rely
where
on
did
anyone.
you study to get into PT?
I started at Macquarie Fields TAFE.
Okay.
So right after school, once I finished in 2010, I was actually going to TAFE during like year 11 and 12, doing a certificate 2,
Yeah.
just because that's what I wanted to do in high school, just work at a gym.
Yes.
Literally had no idea what a PT did, or no
You just
no
knew
clue.
you wanted to live in the gym.
Yeah, I just wanted to work at a gym.
That's so cool.
I literally had no clue what a PT did, didn't know it was your own business or anything. I just wanted to work at a gym.
And so you go to TAFE, you get a job straight at Fitness First in the city, or were you somewhere else first?
So I used to train at Mounties. I used to live out west. I used to always talk to the PTs there,
Yeah.
and because I always wanted to work at that gym because it was a really cool gym. And then one of the PTs there, like the head PTs, would always tell me when he started, or when you start, he told me, you're most likely never going to get a job where you want to work.
Yeah.
So he's like, just expand out somewhere else and then something might take you from there. So I used to look at ads all the time online for jobs. And I found the one in the city, Park Street. They were
Yeah.
actually looking for like a floor instructor, a gym instructor, to obviously go into as a PT. So
Ah, okay.
So I
So
took my
that's like
chances.
a group instructor?
not a group instructor, just the
Or just a guy
the guys that you
roams
see on
around
the floor. Yeah,
Yeah.
like kind of cleans up, like just helps people out.
Goes around and be like,
Yeah.
hey, do you want a spot? Or,
Yeah, that
hey,
guy.
Look, you're doing this a little wrong. How about we try this?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was that guy for about a year.
Those guys were my favorite guys when I first started training.
Yeah.
They were always like, I don't know. It never occurred to me that they were doing their job, but they'd always like be so helpful back in the day.
Yeah, now that I think of it as well, I would be like, I know what I'm doing. You know. But again, yeah, they're just doing their job. Yeah, so I did that for about a year. Because at the time I was still studying. I was doing my Cert 3, 4, and then I did my diploma, which all took a year and a half. It was 6 months each at TAFE. And then once I finished my diploma, yeah, that's right. That's when I decided to sign a contract.
Yeah.
And went PT on from there. And yeah, I think that was 2011 to 2012. Sorry, that was the year I started getting into weightlifting.
Wow. So you're into weightlifting, but you can't actually do it because your job doesn't permit you to train at a reasonable time. Like you have to be at the beck and call of your clients.
Pretty much, yeah. Because I was looking up clubs at that time, and when they would train were the peak hours for trainers,
Of
for
course.
PTs, like either early in the morning or in the evening, and that's where most PTs are the busiest and make their money. So it's like I can't really train in the morning not a morning person. At this stage, I'm not a morning person.
Yeah.
I'm not used to getting up at 4 a.m.
Are you a morning person now?
Now I am.
Really?
Like I've been getting up. Well, now that I live a lot closer to work, I get up a bit later. But I used to get up every day for the last 4 years, 4:30 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty much just I'm a morning person now. So sleeping for me is like getting up at 8 in the morning.
Yeah. Okay.
That's sleep. That's perfect sleep.
And do you train in the morning as well?
Nah.
Are you training the hour?
Training up. Oh, after I finish with my squad, I tend to train, which is about 9 a.m. ish.
Okay.
And then,
Yeah. Well, that's a good time because that's often when our sessions are. Like, that's often where, like, a 81 or 77, 85 session is
would
like
go
9 o'clock or so.
yeah. So now it's sort of like when I know when I would lift, I'll try to train during those hours.
Yeah.
So if I know like my session's not going to be late, like state champs, I know as an 85, or now going to be 89, my sessions are always late in the afternoon. So I'll train late in the afternoon.
Yeah. And that's a really smart thing to do that a lot of people sometimes don't realize, that as you get closer to competitions, it can be very beneficial to train at a closer time to where you're going to compete. Can be really confusing for your body if you always train at, let's say 4:30 and then you have to lift at 7 a.m.
Oh yeah, correct. Like I've had some of my lifters, like the lighter girls, like they train in the evening at 5 p.m. and then they have to go weigh in at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Get ready to lift at 9 a.m. And then for them, that's just like it's tiring for them. Like they're mentally not prepared.
Of course.
Like they're used to getting up at 8 a.m. get ready for work. Now they've got to get up at 6 just to go weigh in. So,
So there, how did you get around your scheduling? Like, what did you do? How did you finally actually start weightlifting? Did you just start doing it yourself and then get a coach later, or did you find a coach eventually that could fit in your schedule?
So how it started off, so as I was a PT, I just built my reputation up, I would say, within that gym.
Yeah.
To be able to work the hours that I wanted. So it took me about a fair while to be, like I was busiest during the mornings. And that's how I became a morning person. It was very rare that I'll be there at night because I just didn't want to stay too late.
Because it affects your morning as well, right?
Yeah, so I would be getting up at 4 a.m., getting home out west about 9:30 p.m., and getting to bed about 11.
Yeah.
Just because I want to stay up, I could cook, just relax for a bit, and get ready for the next day.
And what time would you have to wake up?
About 4 a.m.,
Yeah.
quarter past 4.
So how many hours of sleep were you getting?
Would always sleep on the train. The train would always take about an hour to get into the city.
Yeah.
So, including that, maybe about 6. But then there'll be days I'll take naps at the gym. Like we had like a PT area.
Yeah.
That's where all of us guys, and we always like take a nap, half an hour. So, depending on how big of a break we had and how our day looked, we'll take a nap.
Yeah, because that's tough. Like that's something I struggle with still, and I haven't really got the balance yet. So we start at 6 a.m. here and go to 8 a.m. and then like generally I go to work after that. Like I have another job, and then I come back here and we're here from 4:30 till 7:30. And then by the time you get home, it's like 8:15, 8:30, and you cook, eat. It's like 10 o'clock, and you almost don't have a chance for that 8 hours.
Yeah, that's right.
How do you get around that? Like, I mean, even now, like, do you just still do early mornings now?
I still do morning. I still like to get I'm always at work early. Like anything I do, I don't like being there late.
Yeah.
Like I like to be there half an hour early minimum.
Yeah, well, I noticed today you were here right on time. I was like, oh, people are always late.
Yeah, no, I'm always like, even anywhere I go, like I get annoyed if I get there on time.
Yeah.
I don't like being there on time. I like being there early.
That's a good
There have been a handful of times where I have been late, and that just like it shits me. Like it puts me off for the whole day.
Have you always been like that?
I've got it from my mum, and she's always like a doctor's appointment. She always would go there half an hour early.
Yeah.
And then from there, And it was also, it's a funny thing, I actually can't remember the movie I used to watch. There's a quote what one of the guys said. It was like, you're on time if you're 5 minutes early.
Yeah.
It's like you're late if you're on time.
Yeah, okay.
So that's kind of stuck to me. So like I start like weightlifting now when I coach. We start at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm there when the gym opens at 6.
Wow.
Just getting like my equipment ready.
Yeah.
So I'm there getting the bars ready, getting the racks ready, and just cleaning up if I have to.
Yeah.
I don't like getting there 10 minutes before or anything. I just want to get there and do my thing, and then I'm prepared. And that's what gets me going for the whole day. If I'm late, it just shits me. It just throws me off.
So interesting. Because I'm the opposite. I like to get there exactly on time or 5 minutes late. And it bothers me a little bit when I'm late or when I'm on time, but I would rather sleep the extra 5 minutes.
Yeah. I used to be the same, but I think how that changed for me as well, besides what I just said and I get it from mum, was because I was working in the city. So if I had missed my morning bus,
Yeah.
like I was screwed already.
Ah.
Or if I had missed the train, or if the train was late, I was screwed. So
So-
I would force myself to actually get up a bit earlier, catch an earlier train to get to work like early.
So these are like habits that you formed over time through repetitions, like of having to wake up every morning. If you I'm guessing that if you miss that 4:30 bus or whatever in the morning it was, the next bus might only be at like 5.
Yeah, and that's what
And
it was.
then-
And I would get there 15 minutes late,
Yeah.
supposed to be half an hour early.
Yeah.
So it was either I get there really early, or you're late, you're screwed. Your client's going to be pissed off. Your boss is going to be annoyed that you're late and that
Yeah.
people are there without their coach. So it's only actually within what? It's been about 7 years I've been in the industry now. So I've only ever been late. I've been late to lift like just a handful of times. Literally less than 10 times I've been late
Yeah.
in the space of about 7 years.
Wow. That's pretty good.
So-
Pretty good odds.
Yeah, I'm actually like kind of happy with that. Like again, now, but it's good now that I live really close to home, so I can get a bit more sleep. Even if I wake up late, I cycle to work, so it'll take me 10 minutes to get there.
That's pretty good fitness.
So
How long's a ride?
a 10-minute bike ride,
Huh.
10, 15-minute bike ride only.
Do you
So really
do you have a
close.
car?
Nah, I don't really need one.
Okay.
I used to always just use my mum's car.
Yeah.
I've owned a few cars in the past, but
Yeah.
I just, now that I live closer to work, I don't really need a
one.
city there because I can
Yeah.
just walk to the shops, do my groceries, or catch a bus or a train to wherever I need to go.
That's cool. I've been trying to. I mean, obviously, I need a car for my other job, but if I was just doing this, I probably wouldn't need a car, and because my house is like, again, I live in Bligh Park, so it's like
it's around
10
the
minutes
corner
down the
from me.
road. Yeah, and that's something that I'm really interested in. But you're obviously in the city, so there is a lot more public transport as well
Yeah.
around you.
There was a time where when I did have my car, if I had woken up late, I knew I could drive.
Yeah,
And I used to drive to like training, leave my car there, so I could drive home right after training. Like, leave it at like Sydenham or Burwood, catch a train, go to work, come back, go to training, and then drive home.
yeah.
So there were days when that was good, but yeah. Then once I moved out, just like, don't need a car.
Yeah. So we went off track a little bit.
Yeah.
We started talking about how you got actually started lifting, and we actually tried to get through this
Yeah,
like
but-
4 times.
So I was here at London Games. That's when I first noticed weightlifting and started. So during my time as a PT, I hired one of the guys there as my mentor, and he obviously took me through the ropes of how to become a good PT. And all.
And is he still doing the stuff? Is he still a PT?
He owns a gym down south.
What's his name?
Give a shout out to Mark Anderson.
Mark Anderson. What's his gym called?
Established. I think he started off as 1080 HD,
Yeah.
and then obviously once he's opened up his gym with his wife Rachel, it started off at Establishment Fitness, EST, better known as what they goes down there.
Cool.
I think it's down south. Can't remember the location. Not far from Jarvis Bay, around there.
Awesome.
But yeah, so he took me through the ropes of becoming PT. He did a bit of weightlifting himself. Obviously, during that time, we did strength training and all. Actually was going to get into powerlifting, then decided not to. And so it just wasn't for me. I wasn't interested in it.
Even though you're pretty strong, like you got a strong squat. What's your bench like?
The best bench I've ever done is probably like 105 or something.
Okay, maybe not the best. Deadlift? You strong puller?
Best deadlift without a belt was 220.
Yeah, so you would have done okay in powerlifting as well.
Yeah, but yeah, it just never interested me. I think just one of the guys that I used to work with at the gym, he was a powerlifter, and just the way he carried on, just put me off the sport, like just powerlifting in general. Yeah, like powerlifting, it is a good community though, but just at that point when I started out, it's just like nah, I want to go to weightlifting where I initially wanted to go.
Yeah.
So obviously he was coaching me for like 2 years or so. And then what got me to push me to go weightlifting, because I'm already established as a trainer where I want to be, one of my old friends from primary school, he put up a post of his lifting at state champs. He had won the 77 class at that time.
Who was that?
That was Gordon Butt. We actually
we
went to primary school together. Obviously, we're friends on Facebook. Everyone's on social media nowadays. Everyone's friends with everyone.
Yeah, I know. He just snatched 100 like the other day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good on him because obviously I got in contact with him, asked him where did he train, like how did you get into it, like where is it?
Yeah.
And it was perfect for me because I'm working in the city and he was like at Burwood weightlifting. So obviously just literally 3-4 stops down from the city, catch a train, go to the Burwood PCYC where they used to be.
Mm.
And then, I started off from there. And the rest is all... Yeah, that's how I started from there.
Awesome.
Gonna start off at Burwood. I was there for maybe about 3 years or so, just a bit over.
Yeah.
And that's when, after that, I decided to transition, obviously go on Triumph weightlifting with Marty.
Cool.
From there.
And I want to talk about your affliction. So, was it earlier this year that you started getting symptoms, or was that last year?
So it was actually last year, about mid-November or so.
Okay. Do you need to take that?
Nah, it's just a boss.
Okay.
He can wait.
And he'll see this and be like, "Oh, damn it!"
It's okay.
So you suffered from something called
Guillain-Barré syndrome.
Yeah, or GBS for short. Can you tell people what that is?
So what it is, it's pretty much your autoimmune system, your body's autoimmune system pretty much shuts down. Like your whole body just goes. There's no real trigger on how it's caused, or there's still no real reason or how it happens. Like it's what it was taught to me was pretty much it's like winning the lottery, obviously a bad lottery. And it's just anyone's got has a chance of getting it.
So it's not hereditary at all.
Nah.
Wow. And what is it like? What does it do to you?
So pretty much it's like, let's say if you just get a cold or had food poisoning or anything, rather than your body attacking that virus, your body gets confused and attacks itself instead, and that's what causes it, and that's where things go really, really bad from there.
Okay, so tell me the story. You were training. Your training looked really good at that point, right?
Yeah, so I was probably I was getting really strong at that point. I was
what were
snatching 100, pretty comfortable in training all the time. Clean and jerking 130, same thing, easy. No dramas there with both lifts. So pretty much, because we had to qualify for Australian Open. So Marty wanted me to do a comp to get there. So I said that was the goal. Because obviously when the AWF released the standards, you had to qualify
in that year.
That year.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do a comp where I had my athletes competing in as well.
Yeah.
Because if I knew I needed to qualify for something, I kind of wanted to be selfish and just focus on my lifting. So I told my guys, I'll do this comp. You guys do the comp in 2 weeks after that, 3 weeks after that.
Yeah.
So it gives them more time to train as well. So they're all sweet, ready. But anyway, so for about 2 weeks, we're kind of just going heavy so I can get comfortable lifting those weights. So when it comes to comp, everything's sweet. So that's what was happening. The week of the comp, same thing, everything's going good. We just start bringing the weights down so I can deload a bit, I would say. And at that time, I was just working at Lift, so I wasn't working at... I left Fitness First about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I was just been at Lift. And I've also got another job, like yourself. I do bartending on the side.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a casual bartender.
Like close by to where you work at the...
Yeah, it's actually very lucky again. It's in the city, in Surrey Hills, very close.
Wait, so do you do night times as well then?
I do nights there on the weekends. I do day shifts on Friday. So how I got into that and why I got into it was at the time was like, because I love weightlifting. I gave up everything, making like a decent amount of money for myself.
Yeah.
To go and start up or build up myself up again at another Lift.
Yeah.
So I gave up pretty much working for myself, making
good coin
coin for my age, to obviously go on a Lift, which was taking a fair bit of a pay cut.
Yeah.
Which honestly at that time I was happy with because I started getting into weightlifting. I really love the sport, I still do, and I actually wanted to give all my time just to be there.
Yeah.
So
to perfecting your craft, to growing a gym, growing a weightlifting club, to all the in between.
Right. So obviously, the reason why I became a bartender, it came to a point where to support my passion, my weightlifting, something I gave up everything for, I needed to get another job, or I needed to find something to support myself. So one of my brothers, he's pretty well known in that industry. And then I just asked him. He told me to get my license.
Your RSA?
My RSA. So I got my RSA and RCG. He told me to do that. And then his friend...
What's the RCG?
It's the gambling one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did that. And then one of his friends messaged me. He's saying, hey, you want a job? Meet me here if you're interested.
Yeah.
So I met him. He pretty much just told me what it was about. He's like, you got the job anyway. It's like, I just wanted to tell you what it was because it was actually a restaurant/bar opening.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'll teach you everything from there. So I've been there for about a year now.
Do you love it?
It's actually pretty cool because it's like, it kind of like clears my mind. It's like, I go in there, do something I never thought I'd do. It's completely different. And like, I'm now on the other side where I used to go to a bar and ask for a drink.
Yeah.
Now people are coming to me and asking for a drink. I still don't know all like the spirit and say alcohols and all like that.
Do people ever ask you something and you're like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, so I still get questions like that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell them, I'll ask one of the guys, like, I still don't know.
Yeah.
Unless I know it, I'll say it. Because obviously, like, in that industry, people know their drinks.
Yeah.
So you can't really shit talk from there.
Yeah. So that's just like a little bit of gin, a little bit of bourbon, right? Like, no, those things don't go together.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, so there's like a part in the because it's a restaurant as well, there's another like bar where people don't go up and serve drinks. Like, it's just for the restaurant when they order drinks. So I like to work in there. So people don't have to ask me questions.
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't have the knowledge for it.
Yeah, you're not confident yet. But if they come in and ask you about a snatch, you'll be
I can tell them everything, yeah. I'll tell them I can get them to snatch that day.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're off track again. So, because I'm at that, before I got sick, the week of before me getting sick, I'm training. Tapering down. I'm going between both jobs. And there was a day on a Thursday. So actually what happened before that, I actually got food poisoning because I'm trying to make weight as well. I had just about maybe a kilo or two just to drop.
So food poisoning helps.
Yeah. So I got food poisoning maybe a week before. It's like kind of my own fault because obviously I was living at home before, as I was still working at Lift. I was still getting up at 4 a.m. to start, so I can get there at 6 a.m. or else I'm late. So I'm getting up at 4 a.m., getting home same time still, at 9:30, getting to bed at 11. So I was cooking some kangaroo bangers, some kangaroo sausages.
Yeah.
and they take ages to cook. So I'm tired. I'm pretty much just rushed how I cook them. They were cooked, but I don't like putting like hot food in the fridge right away.
Yeah.
So I just left them out. I took half to work, and I forgot about the other half at home.
Yeah.
So that stayed out that
Whole
day.
And then you ate
And then
it.
when I got home, I remembered, I was like, shit, I don't want to waste this food. I've got no time to go shopping or anything. I'll just put it back in the fridge and eat it the next day.
Yeah.
Stupid thing to do.
But you don't think sometimes, man. Like I if I did the same, like I would do the same thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I was just like, whatever.
not gonna be that
it's
bad.
Just like, it's only like meat. If it was chicken, I would have thrown it out or something.
But this was summertime as well, right? Was it pretty warm in your house, or?
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't warm or anything. Because then, I know if it was really warm, I know my mum would have just thrown it out. Because I left them actually in the microwave as well, so actually no one actually saw them as well.
Ah, okay.
So I left them in there, and I remembered when I got home that night, I was like, shit, I don't want to waste it. I can eat this for breakfast tomorrow after work. So I did that, put it in the fridge, go to work. After I coached my squad, I ate them. And right after I ate them, I started getting like a stomach ache. Like I could feel my stomach on, like, I was getting stomach cramps.
Yeah.
So obviously, the doctors reckon that could have triggered it.
Yeah.
But they obviously they don't know because there's still no real
Yeah.
reason of what triggers GBS at all. So obviously this is lead up to the comp. No, this is 2 weeks before the comp, sorry. Because I remember
So
saying,
obviously you were shitting yourself, but like, were you also just like mentally shitting yourself? Like, oh crap, I want to qualify for this comp. Like,
yeah, I was like, so I was just like, because then there was like I think a few days where my lifts were just like I just couldn't get it, and it was just like playing with my head. But then
so you
that
kept
was fine.
missing like lifts that you should have got easy.
Yeah, and that started playing with me. And I remember there was a week I went to Marty's, and lifting was just horrible, and I was just telling my stomach doesn't feel good. Like I just feel like shit.
Yeah.
And he was just like, tell me just go light the next few days, and it'll be sweet. So I went light for the next few days. So this is
And
the week.
were you throwing up or like crapping yourself this whole time as well?
No, it was just
Oh,
like
your tummy was just
my
upset.
stomach was upset. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't like shitting myself or anything. Just like it was just my stomach was upset a lot, like the entire most of the time.
Sometimes that's like the most uncomfortable feeling, right? Because like you can't purge either. Like you're not getting rid of anything. It's
Yeah,
just
it's just-
like hurts.
Yeah, so that was there, and then it went away, which is good. So this is the week of me getting sick, and the week of the comp. This is a Thursday. I actually remember how it all happened. I'm working at the bar.
Yeah.
Because I'm new, they're getting me to do like, I wouldn't say like just the jobs that when you start off as a bartender, they just like you just start off doing. So I'm slicing like lemons and limes, and I'm chiseling ice
Yeah.
cubes for like any of the classic
what's
drinks.
chiseling ice?
So you know when you order like an classic old fashioned or anything, and there's that big ice cube in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they just like get a big block and they just chisel it themselves into a little cube.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems like it takes so much work.
It does. It takes a long time. So
Why wouldn't they just buy like a big ice cube tray?
I think it's just more. I can save a lot more money that way. Like a lot of bars do that. Like you just do the ice yourself and just chisel it yourself. Yeah, but these are the big ice cubes, not the tiny ones. Like
Yeah.
the big ones that you put in drinks.
I know, but like I've seen big ice cube trays that are like the ice cubes are like this big.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing just money wise or anything. Just,
Yeah.
They know like bartenders can just do it themselves. Get them to do that. So that was one of the jobs. So that took me about an hour to do. So an hour or more just to do that. So as I'm doing that, because I'm handling ice the entire time, I feel my right arm started going numb, and I thought it was from the ice.
The cold.
Just holding the ice the entire time. So I'm like, that's fine. It's probably just from the ice. So then I'm slicing lemon and limes for another hour or so, and I can still feel it. I'm like, I'm guessing it's just the ice still. It's just my hands just hasn't, gotten over it yet. So
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. Go to work, go back to the gym, start coaching. Same thing. It's still the same. I'm like, nothing's affected my hand yet or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll just sleep it off.
So you have full function, but it's numb.
Yeah, like I just feel this weird like numbing sensation in my arm going from my pretty much just my entire forearm. Like my hand wasn't numb, but like it just felt weird. So I thought nothing of it. So next day, Friday, go about the like my whole day again. Still feels the same. Then I go back to the bar and even tell my manager, I go, my hand feels weird. And he's just like, oh, I was just making conversation. I go, my hand feels weird and all. Like, we didn't think nothing of it.
Yeah.
So I'm using my left hand for everything that I was doing, which is harder and weird to do.
Yeah. Because you're right-handed.
I'm right-handed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that night as well, like, my hand still feels the same. I remember just grabbing, like, one of the bars and trying to snatch it. I felt fine, but like, it just felt weird. So Friday night, I go out with my mates. Like, I'm water loading, they're drinking and eating. And then it's just
Are you on the up water load or the down water load?
down.
Okay.
So like just like having my last sips of water before.
And the comp's on Saturday or Sunday?
This was the Inner West comp, so it was on Sunday.
Sunday. So this
Sunday.
was Friday night?
Yes, so this was Friday night. So actually I was still drinking water because then Saturday would have been no water from there.
Yeah.
I'm out with my mates. It's like midnight. Like, I'm walking to my mate's car, and as I'm walking, like, bang. It's like I feel like someone hit both of the back of my legs. My calves just go. So I'm walking and just like, crap. Like, it just felt like my calves cramped up and would not let go.
And what's going through your head? Are you like, fuck, I've screwed up this water load. I'm obviously dying of dehydration, or like,
I just thought I had like cramps. I was like, fuck, I got cramp. Like, you know, both legs gone or whatever. And then I get home, like, it's like probably 1 a.m. or whatever, because we dropped off my girlfriend and then went back home. And then I quickly tried foam roll just to release it and go before I go to bed. Wake up the next morning, and I remember because my girlfriend called me when she woke me up. She woke me up when she called. Like, I just felt so weak. Like, just my body was just like, I tried to get up, but I was just like, I struggled.
Yeah.
And I told her when she called, I was just like, I'm not in any pain, but I just can't move. Like, I'm struggling to move.
Yeah.
Like, I can't move and all. So I'm walking around
what did it feel like? Like, can you describe the sensation?
It was just like my calves are just tight. My arm was still numb. Like, and I was just like just hobbling around everywhere, just trying to get about. Like,
were you lethargic as well? Like, did you have no energy or?
Yeah, that's what I felt like. I had like no energy or anything. Like, it was just like getting out of bed was just a struggle to do. And it was like, crap, I was telling her, and she's telling me to go to doctors, go to the hospital. And I'm just being arrogant. I'm like, no, I'm just going to sleep it off all day. Like, whatever, I'll be fine.
And this was lucky because you didn't have work on the Saturday.
Yeah. So I was like, you know, had the whole day off, getting ready. Like, I'm just thinking about comp the next day. I was like, I've got to qualify. It's the only chance I have. And that's all I'm focusing on. Like, no matter
this is what your entire year has been building to, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Because, like, I didn't make nationals. So I was like, okay, cool. Get AO, qualify for that, and then see where that takes us from there. And then, yeah, that whole day, like, she's calling me up, checking up on me, and I'm just telling her, like, I'm fine. Like, stop calling. Like, everything's all right. You know, I'm just going to sleep it off. You know, she called my mum up and told her, because I wouldn't listen to her about going to go to the doctors or anything. And I'm just like, just leave me alone. Don't talk to me. Like, I'm fine. Like,
yeah.
If I sleep it off again, like, and I just rest, I'll be sweet. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to go get myself a massage, go buy some Epsom salt, and then take a bath. I'll be fine from there. So I drove. Probably shouldn't have drove. I drove myself to the shops. Lucky it was only around the corner to get myself a massage. And I'm walking around the shops, and I'm just like, slobbering, sliding everywhere, just trying to get about, walking around. And when my mate sees me, he's just like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Okay, I don't know what's wrong with me."
Yeah.
Just looking for some Epsom salt, and then just gonna go home, take a bath, and take a nap. So I did that. I remember messaging my girlfriend, telling her how it feels, messaging Marty. I'm just like, I don't think I can compete tomorrow. I'm just like, my body's not, something's wrong with my body, but I feel fine, but I just can't move.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, just get yourself checked up. I'm still not listening to anyone. I'm just like, I'll be fine. Like, I still wanted to compete the next day.
Yeah.
Like, I still wanted to go in to compete regardless. Because I just needed it. It was like, it wasn't a big total it needed, so.
Like, you thought it was well within your capabilities to get there still.
Yeah.
And at this stage, you have no idea what's going on.
I've got no clue what's going on with my body.
What did you think was going on?
I just thought I was tired. I'm just like, fuck. Like, at war times, I'm like, this is happening to me now. Like, why now? The day before a comp, like, this is starting to happen to me. And I'm just like, whatever. Like, I'll be fine. I'll still compete. I'll just hit my openers and use that to qualify, and I'll be sweet. And then my girlfriend comes over that night. She's like, yelling at me to go to the hospital. We're going. I'm like, fine, we'll go. So we decided to go because like everyone's yelling at me to go. Like my girlfriend kept pushing me to go. So we went. We went to a hospital. I won't say the name because what happened was probably like wasn't the best. So we get there. The doctor looks at me. And he's like takes a blood test. And he's just like, what I do for work, telling him how getting up at this time, I'm training this hard, I got comp. And he's like, first thing he's like, are you taking any steroids or anything? So he's like automatically assuming I'm just on the gear.
Yeah.
Even after taking a blood test, he's like still asking me, you're on the gear or anything? So he's diagnostic of me after like all these tests. They ended up just putting me up in a room and just leaving me there with like, without telling me anything. So it's like 3 a.m. We're lying down in the bed. Like it's my girlfriend, my mum's with me, and we're just like, so what's happening?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you can just leave. And his diagnostic of me was, your brain is just telling your body you're tired.
Yeah.
He's like, just go home, rest. I'll send you a referral to go see a neurologist.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't get the papers from that hospital until after I literally got out, like after recovering. So it's like 3 weeks later, I ended up getting the discharge papers from that hospital.
Yeah.
So, so that was a Saturday. So I just go back home, sweet. Told you guys, like I'm telling you, I told you. He's just like, I'm just tired.
Okay, so
this is the head doctor as well.
At this stage, you just took the doctor's word for it. You were like, oh, okay, look, I just must be suffering from some sort of fatigue.
Yeah.
I'll sleep it off and I'll be right as rain tomorrow. So did you think that you were still going to compete on the Sunday?
Yeah, so I'm like, see, there you go. Well, actually, no, I had actually emailed Linda because I was going to the hospital. I go, Linda, I have to pull out. So, and I'm annoyed because I'm like, see, I told you, like in my head, I'm just thinking, like, I told you guys, I'm just tired, like everything's fine. And now I've put out the comp. So that's
Damn
it.
you guys.
There's no AO for me there. So, so I wake up the next day. And I get up and I'm just struggling to get out of bed. Like it took me like probably a good 5 minutes just to roll over my girlfriend just to get out of bed because I just couldn't stand up and get up. And I go downstairs. Like again, it takes me forever to go downstairs. I'm actually even walking even worse than I was on the Saturday.
Yeah.
My sister looks at me because she's a registered nurse and she's like, "We're going back to the hospital." She's like, "I think you have a stroke," because like the way I was I think I was like leaning to my right the entire time.
Yeah.
So she's like, I think you've had a stroke because like your whole body's just shifted down to the right. She's like, we're going to a different hospital.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling her, I'm like, no, I'm fine. We just went. She's like, yeah, we're going. And same thing, my girlfriend's pushing me to go. She's like, nah, let's go back. You actually do look worse.
Yeah.
You're walking around even worse. So we go to another hospital. Similar situation. They're like, I was actually very lucky there was a neurologist there at that time. So they're like, before I even saw him, like, same thing that happened to the other hospital. They're just looking at me like,
you're on the gear.
They don't know what's wrong with me or anything. But because my sister was there, my sister's kind of like, she can be have a bitchy attitude at times.
Yeah.
So obviously she sees me and her younger brother like in like something's wrong, and
she went full
no one's
bear
there
on them.
And she's just like, look, something's wrong with him, like call a neurologist down or something.
Yeah.
And what like got the nurses to like call the neurologist down, which is like, I'm a registered nurse. I know when it's like there's something wrong, like she's in like I'm a nurse, like there's something wrong with him. So after that, they were like, all right, we'll call him down. We'll put him in a bed. Because I've actually posted a video of when I first went into that hospital and I'm walking, I'm just like slobbering around.
And that's on your Instagram, right?
Yeah.
What's your Instagram?
So my Instagram's Pineda Weightlifting.
Pineda Weightlifting.
Yeah.
That's Pineda.
Pineda.
Oh, Pineda. Underscore weightlifting or just one word?
Yeah, underscore weightlifting.
Underscore weightlifting. And I think you posted that recently again, right?
Yeah, so I've actually done like, if you go back on my page, I've done like a series where
that's a few
days where I spoke about it, but because they're like 1 minute like videos each on Instagram, like it's pretty hard for me like to explain a lot in 10 minutes because then I have to cut it, try to post it, and it's like it wasn't work. So I do a few days. So as I spoke to it on Instagram,
it's a really cool series, dude. I watched your entire series.
So actually, I didn't actually get to explain all of it because there was a lot more to explain, so I couldn't really do. And actually, initially, I was going to like plan to do it for like 2-3 days only, and ended up being like a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, we go back. We're at that hospital. Neurologist comes down and he's asking me all these questions, and he's like, "So I can guarantee my life and my like whole, like everything that you have, Guillain-Barré."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know what that is. And he's like, I guarantee. He's like, but the only way to determine if you have this or not,
Yeah.
is we have to do a lumbar puncture.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you don't know what it is, that's pretty much a big ass needle going directly into your spine, and they're taking the fluid out, so they can test it or not.
And what are they testing it for?
If you have GBS.
Okay. And is there
I don't know how they do the test or anything.
So there must be some sort of like enzyme or something your body creates to
determine that's it.
determine that.
So he's doing the test. Like he gets ice and he's like, he puts it on my feet. He's like, can you feel that? I'm like, yeah. He's like, is it cold? I'm like, I can feel it, but it's not really cold.
Yeah.
He puts it on my arm. I'm like, yeah, that's cold there.
Yeah.
And he's putting it around my body. I'm like, it's cold here. It's not cold there. I can feel it. And that's how he's like, yep, I got it. I know you got this. So he comes back, does the lumbar puncture, and literally not even 5 minutes later or whatever.
Can you what does that feel like?
Well, they put local anesthetic in, so that was actually fine. Like I'm pretty good with needles. Like I'm not scared of them.
How big is this needle?
Like, I didn't see it, but like it's like probably the size of one of those long needles when you go get like any trigger point, like acupuncture or anything done.
Wow.
Like, probably the size of that. So he didn't tell me how big. He's just like, it's just gonna be a big needle. He's like, just don't look.
Yeah.
But I've got my whole arm sleeve like tatted, so I'm not really fussed about needles or anything. So yeah, he does that.
Yeah, but still, man, like a needle into your spine is pretty scary, right?
I was pretty scared at that point. I won't lie, but I'm just like, because I'm just so like my body's just. I'm just like, what's going on? Like, you just tell me. So he comes back, and they just rush him. He's like, "Yep, we're putting you in a bed. We're putting you in an ICU right now." So they rush me up there. They obviously make space, give me a bed. They're like, we're going to give you this medicine. It's like, I can't remember what it was, what it was, but it pretty much was like, it's a very like strong dose of like protein, for example, that pretty much is up to your body to accept or not.
Yeah.
We just got to go from there. So they put me up in the bed. I'm there. Like, I'm still like, it hasn't registered what's going on. I'm just like still annoyed that I didn't get to compete. Like, I'm annoyed. So I'm there, I have message work. I'm like, hey, look, I've been diagnosed with this. I don't know when I can come back to work. Message the bar, same thing. Like, I don't know when I can come back to work. Like, they reckon, they didn't think I'll get out of hospital until 2-3 months later. That's what they reckon.
Really?
Like, you're going to be in hospital for about maybe.
What is the seriousness of GBS? Like, do people die from it?
So worst case is people have died from it. Or like, you either regain everything back, like thankfully I have. You either become paralyzed from the waist down, or again, worst case scenario, you don't make it from there.
Really?
So, like that hasn't registered in my head because it's like, I don't know what this is. I haven't looked it up. Like my girlfriend, my mom, my sister, they're ever looking it up, and they're like, oh, this could happen. I'm just like, don't tell me that. Like, it's happening to me. I don't need to know what's happening. Just like let the doctors and that do what they have to do. So I'm on ICU. This is a Sunday, and then it's like late at night, and then they give me like it's a drip, which is the medicine that I have to take, and that goes for about I think 2 hours. 2 hours worth, and then it's like I got 5 days worth, and it's just like it's up to your body to accept it or not from there. So I'm taking that's going on. The first 3 nights they're waking me up in the middle of the night to make sure my breathing's all good because
can you stop breathing as well?
Your lungs can collapse. So which is why I was in ICU. Like anything can happen at any point. So they wanted to make sure that obviously. Nurses and doctors were there 24/7 just in case something happened. So the next day, obviously, so the Monday, I'm feeling better. Like I feel fine and all. My girlfriend, like she literally gave up work, dropped work, everything. And she stayed with me the entire time. So if it wasn't, I'm very thankful for her, I love her. And if she wasn't for her, like being there that entire time, I wouldn't be able to do anything. I needed someone to like just walk me to the bathroom and like watch me while I was in the bathroom and also shower me as well. Like I literally couldn't do that myself.
Yeah.
At first, like the first day that like I kind of enjoyed it because like, yeah, this is cool. Like I don't have to do anything. Like, everyone's doing everything for me. So I'm just like, yeah, sweet. Because it still hasn't registered me how bad this actually is. Because I've always got in my mind, every time I get sick, no matter how bad it is, I know I'm fine. Like I know I'm going to be fine. Like it might take a while, but I know I will be fine. That's just like to get my head in the right space of like to stay positive. Like I was going to be fine. Like if I see someone's going to, like when my girlfriend gets sick, I always tell her, you're going to be fine. Like don't worry. It's just a cold, just a headache. You'll be sweet. So yeah, the Monday we get taken down to get a nerve conducting test done.
Yeah.
And that's like probably one of the worst things ever to get, like I've ever had it done on myself. It's like so much pain. And I've also put some videos up as well.
And what do they do in that test?
So a nerve conducting test is pretty much they electric shock your body just to see how your reflexes are. So at this stage, I've got no reflexes.
Yeah.
Everything's gone back. They're hitting me with like the hammer and all. Nothing's moving. So my reflexes are zero, gone. They're doing a nerve conducting test. There are parts where it's just like not moving as they should.
But could you feel it?
Yeah, I could feel just like a big shock just go through my body.
So it hurt, but you couldn't.
No,
like,
I was still moving, but they
Okay.
were like the way it should move. They were like it's just like
not enough.
not enough. It's not giving like the normal reading like a normal person should have. So that was done.
And why was that the worst thing ever?
It was just like electric shots gone straight through.
Okay.
Like yeah. So I was literally when they did my hamstring, like I literally jumped off the bed.
Yeah.
Like that's how painful it was. But again, they were like yeah, the reading is not the best. They're doing my arms and like same thing. Like, so much shock where it's just no. I've done it twice. It was like same thing. I was like I hated it. I was like no. As the days go by, so like the first 3 days, like they're waking me up in the middle of the night, making sure I'm breathing, everything's fine. And I'm still fine. Like it hasn't registered in my head how bad this actually is. Because again, I'm going through my head like this is like I'll be fine. This is sweet. It's probably like the 4th day in, or the 3rd day in. That night, I randomly just wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm like I'm gonna throw up. So I quickly get like to the bathroom, like I'm sweet, nothing. And then I threw up. I was like, what the fuck? Like, shit. Like, I just started getting these bad headaches from there. Like, really bad. And I told the doctors the next day, they're like, yeah, so how that happens was the reason why you're getting these headaches is because of the lumbar puncture they first did. So what happens is it creates a little hole in your spine, and it's kind of like just dripping. So they're like, the only way to reverse that is we do a spinal tap. So we take out blood from your body out and put it back into that hole. And that's the only way to get the headaches out. And again, like to get those headaches, it was like again winning the lottery again. It was just like it's very hard to get.
It's just Murphy's law. Everything that can happen is happening.
Yeah,
with
so
you.
everything that can go wrong is pretty much kind of going wrong at this stage. I'm just like, fuck, these like headaches are bad. Like, didn't want to talk to anyone or anything. It just wouldn't go away.
So were they like migraines, or were they like what did those headaches feel like? Were it just throbbing?
Yeah, just like a throbbing migraine. They just wouldn't go away no matter what happened. After a nap, it would still be there. And then probably about 4 days in, 4 or 5 days in or so, like I wake up again in the middle of the night and I throw up. And that's when it starts hitting me. I'm just like, why is this happening to me? Like, you know, I do everything right. Like I try to do everything right. Like I'm eating well, take care of myself. And like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. Like what have I done to
kind of deserve this? It was just like, just like, what the hell? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to throw up in the middle of the night. And then that's when it starts hitting me. It's like, I don't know what to do. So during this whole time, like I'm getting physio done as well. Physio is just pretty much just me standing up, walking.
They're just trying to get you to move again.
Yeah. So like literally spending 5-10 minutes in there. And literally just walking down a straight line for about 10 meters, I'm puffed out.
Yeah.
Like just lifting my legs up, I'm puffed out. Like it's just so exhausting. Like I couldn't move my left arm at all. No, sorry, my right arm, I couldn't squeeze my arm like that, make a fist at all. My left arm I could just, and it was just, which is why I needed someone with me the entire time. I just couldn't move. It was actually lucky as well. I knew one of the physios there. She was an old friend, so like that kind of helped out a lot.
Yeah.
So she helped me out. So yeah, now that it's finally hit me, I'm just like, what if I don't get better? What if like what's going to happen from here? But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, you're going to get fine. Like, it's going to be sweet. Like, just follow everything. And what kind of, like, made me think that way again is, like, what if I don't get better? Is when I had to get... So I got a little surgery done to reverse those headaches.
Yeah. That was a spinal tap?
The spinal tap. So this, again, it's like probably like a Thursday or a Friday. And I get a spinal tap. And that was, like, by far, like, the worst feeling ever. Like, I literally cried through the entire thing. And I just screamed, yelled, and I begged them to stop. Because all I can hear is start off. So I actually didn't want to get it done because one of, I think, the lawyers or whatever from the hospital came up to me and were like, look, you're going to get this done. There's a chance that it could go wrong.
Yeah.
If it does go wrong, we need you to sign this so you can't sue.
Really?
So at that point...
Because
like,
you potentially become
I can become paralyzed. If they do it wrong, like the whisper was like, you might become paralyzed if this goes wrong. So I'm like, fuck it. I just... Whatever, I'll deal with the headaches.
Yeah.
Whatever, I'm just like, give me, like, okay, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And then my mum comes over to me, she holds me, and she's just like, you got to get it done. And I'm crying, I was like, fine, I'll get it done. Because they woke me up at 7 a.m, they're like, you're going into surgery now. And I didn't have to go into surgery until like 5 in the afternoon. And I had to fast the entire day. So I'm hangry the entire time.
So you're hungry, you got this terrible headache, you've got no energy.
Yeah,
and like, is it affecting your sleep too? Because the headache doesn't go away when you sleep.
Like, I would sleep, but then I just keep waking up because I'm just like, I can't sleep because of this headache. It's like, I can still feel it. It's there.
And this has all happened, like, this is all within the space of like a week?
A week. This all happened within a week.
Fuck.
So this is happening. So finally, it's like 4 o'clock. I'm the last one there. They even said, you're the last one for the day. I'm just pissed off. I'm like, don't know why you're waking up so early, like,
yeah.
That kind of shit me. But it's like, yeah, again, you're just doing your job. So you were just told to do that. You did it. It's cool, whatever. I go in and they put the anesthetic in and all.
And so what's a spinal tap?
Spinal tap is where they take blood out, like 20 mils worth of your own blood.
Yeah, from somewhere else in your body?
Yeah, anywhere in your body. So they took it out of my arm and then inject it back into your spine.
Okay.
So they're doing it. And I can feel as he puts the needle in, he's like, we're about to start. He puts the needle in. I can feel something in my back moving. And the doctor says something. He's like, I think I've got it in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
So there I'm shitting myself already. He's like, what the fuck? And then the other surgeon walks around and is like, yeah, you're hitting his spine. He's like, and that's what I can feel. I can feel the needle hit literally hit my vertebrae, touching.
And it's not meant to do that?
And it's not meant to do that at all.
Well, are they meant to get the disc itself? Or like
I think in between or something.
Okay.
It's like that's what they're supposed to get. So that's what I can feel. So I'm shitting myself as it is already. Like, I'm told that if it goes wrong, I could be paralyzed and all. So I'm shitting
and already,
myself.
like, this guy's like, it's wrong.
Yeah, this guy's like, you got it wrong. You'll be more perpendicular. You got to get it in here. So he gets it in, and then I could feel this cold sensation going through my back.
Yeah.
And I just start screaming from there.
And the cold sensation is the blood that
is the blood going back in. So they've taken 20 mils out, and they've only put about half of it in.
Yeah.
And I'm just screaming at them to stop. I'm like, stop. Like, so I can't do it. And then they stop.
Yeah. Because it's painful, or it's just
painful.
Scary?
Like, I couldn't move and all, and I'm crying, I'm yelling. I'm just like, I can't stop.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to move my legs straight away. Like, they're slightly moving. And
Yeah.
they're trying to pull me off the bed.
Yeah.
And I couldn't move. They're asking me just to rock. I couldn't move my body. Like,
yeah.
They had to drag me off, like, put sheets under me to be able to drag me off.
Yeah.
Off the bed, put me back onto off the surgery table, back onto my bed.
Yeah.
And that, like, they couldn't put me in a comfortable position.
Because it was hurting so much.
There's just so much pain going, like, that just happened.
And is it just like back pain, or your whole body hurting? Like what?
The entire body. Like, it's just like, it's hard to describe because it went straight through straight through into my spine.
Yeah.
Like, my whole body was just like, didn't want to move. Like, if I had just moved my arm, I'd be in pain.
Yeah.
That's how, like, bad it was. So that happened, and they gave me, obviously, a shit ton of drugs just to get that pain away, to put me to sleep. And then once that happened, I was just like, I could move. Like, I was fine. Like,
so you woke up and you were fine.
I was in the surgery, like the little like rest room where they put everyone that's after
like
had surgery.
Yeah.
So I'm just lying in there. I'm like, I'm sweet. I'm moving. I just want to eat still. I'm just like so hungry. I'm just like, I'm glad. The headache is kind of still there because I'm just like kind of like, it's just like I'm drugged up. So I'm just like I can feel something. Really I don't know what's wrong. And then I remember the surgeon that did it came up to me and he's just like, can you move your legs? Because he was worried as well. Like
Yeah.
he stuffed up.
Yeah.
It's like, can you move your legs? He's touching me. He's like, can you feel this? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I can feel it. And then I ended up going to sleep, back in my room, wake up, everything's back to normal. So like, no pain anymore, no headaches.
So that 10 mil or the half that they got was enough to.
Yeah, just to reverse everything.
Wow.
But then, because obviously my people from work, my squad members, or my athletes, or my friends, they were always visiting me.
Yeah.
So after that, I decided to go just downstairs, go get a coffee, get some eat with everyone. And I think that was too much. Then the next day I woke up and I got a headache again. Like, it's painful. Same thing. But that was because doctor surgeon even said it was because I walked out or went out and started moving around. It was like, you need to lie on your back and just rest the entire time.
Yeah.
So then that went away again. But it wasn't as bad as it was. It was just a little migraine.
Yeah.
So that was fine. So yeah, everyone's visited me. And during this whole time, I haven't said, like, as it all happened, I'm thinking to myself, like, what am I going to do when I get back? Like, when I get better, there was a point where I was just like, I don't know if I want to coach anymore. I'm just like, I want to look after myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I want to invest 2 hours of my day training, like, when I can do something else. I'm like, so I don't know if I want to go back to work. Because I'm just like, it's like, look what I just had. This just happened to me.
Yeah. Well, that's such a life-altering experience, right?
Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know if I want to go back to work, or I will, but it's like, I don't know how long I'll do it for. It's like,
Yeah, you don't know if you're going to want to train still.
Yeah.
You don't know if you want to. Well, if you're not
Like-
training, sometimes that, you know.
like I'm like, I don't even know I want to compete anymore or anything. I'm like, I think I'm just over it now. Like, I'm done. And I think what got me to kind of change, like, or kind of like, still like left a tiny bit of like drive within me was like having my girlfriend there the entire time, my family. Also, like having my squad members come, like the guys that I coach come in and see me. And these guys live like in the city, like they don't live nowhere near where I am. Like I'm all the way out west.
Yeah.
And they're like driving an hour, checking up on me, like sending me videos of their lifts, seeing how I am. They're like, oh, when you can't wait till you come back. Marty even came to see me. Marty and Kiana came and saw me.
Yeah, and they
And they
brought
were like,
that.
yeah, so that Usaka, that gold Usaka was actually a bet. I made a bet with Marty. I'm like, I'll hit a 250 total at that comp.
Yeah.
And like that Usaka trophy. Well, actually, because I kept asking for it. I'm like, can I have it? Like, that's so cool. Like, I want it. Can I have it? And he brought it up. He was like, you hit a 250 total.
Yeah.
Like, it's yours. So yeah, they ended up bringing it to me, and I was like, yeah, it's a sick. Like,
That's a really nice gesture, right?
yeah, I was like, thank you. Like, thanks. Like him just coming as well, like, hanging out with me and my family. It was just like it meant a lot.
Of course.
And I was just like, yeah, I think I'll go back to work. I'll train. I don't know when I can go back to training, and I'll just see what happens from there. So that was really nice. And yeah, so I was in hospital for about a week. It was funny, like 2 days, the day after my surgery as well, I haven't mentioned, like a random doctor was there and he's just like, you're Andrew? Yeah. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you can go home now. And me and my girlfriend just look at him like, what do you mean? Like, we can go home. I just had surgery like the day before. It's like, yeah. He's like, stand up, do a squat for me. Like, yeah. He's like, cool. He's like, yeah, you're good to go. He just wanted to literally clear the bed.
Really?
I'm just like, nah. We're not going. We just had surgery.
Yeah.
It's like we were told we're here for a week.
Yeah.
We're staying for a week. Yeah, so like as the days go by, I'm getting better. The neurologist, the head doctor at the hospital, they're all happy with me. They're like, yeah, you're good to go home now. But they're like, we don't know. It's like don't go back to work till they actually advised me not to go back to work or to train until February. They're like,
Yeah.
you need this time off.
Yeah.
At this stage, I'm like, I don't want to because I don't get sick leave or anything. So I'm like, I want to go back to work. Like,
Yeah. Like you need to make a
the-
living.
Yeah, these are, I gave up everything to, like, for coaching, like
Yeah.
coach weightlifting. I'm like, I don't want to like give that up for a week. Like being in the hospital was just like, it was like shit. Like, it was annoying me as it was. Just not being able to coach my guys because some of them had comp coming up 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Because they had to qualify for Odds Open too. Like,
Yeah, this is their first time.
Yeah.
Like if they qualify, this would have been their first major event. Like, I've got to be there for them. Like, they need me. So I'm just like, I want to go back to work. So after a hospital, like obviously I just took a week off. I'm like, I can go back to work full time now, and they're like, nah, take half like days first, and then go back full time. So, like I didn't get back into training. Like I was just doing my rehab. I didn't get back to training until about February, but I literally went back to work like a week after I was out of hospital. I was back to work.
Yeah.
I went back to the bar and I was just like, beginning of the year, I want these days. I can do these many hours. Like, I want to work.
And your employers were cool. Like they were obviously very supportive as well.
Well, the bar was like, they were surprised. It was like, man, I was like, I didn't think you were going to come back or if you wanted to come back.
Yeah.
And this is like, I'll give you whatever you like, whatever hours you want, whatever you need. It's like, I'll give it to you, man. It's like, we'll look after you here. So it's like, sweet. Like that was really cool as well. Because there was also one day as well, like I woke up, went with my time in hospital and like they actually sent me a gift, which was really nice. And yeah, that helped out a lot. Me going back to the bar because I wasn't sure if I was going to go back there either as well.
Yeah.
And went back. Well, the boys were happy to see me there. And I was like, yeah, as of January, because I'm just getting back into everything.
Yeah.
I want to be back here. At coaching, like they were just more, I think, like they just wanted me back there. They're like, I remember getting a message. Wasn't probably wasn't the best message to receive at this time. They were just like, hey, when can you come back? Like full time. Like the guys that are taking your classes can't take it for long. And I'm just like, oh. Realistically, like in my head, I'm just thinking, well, I've been told not to go back to work till February.
Yeah.
And I need to make a living as it is anyway. So I'm like, I'll come back half days as of next week, and then the week after,
Yeah.
I can take full control. And this time, I was like, picking up any sort of weight, like, is heavy for me.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't still move around. Even when I was coaching, like, everyone's telling me just to sit down. I'm at the comp as well with my guys, and they're just telling me to sit down, just tell us what to do, we'll do it. We'll load the bar.
Yeah.
We'll do it. So, yeah, like, it took me a good couple of weeks, months to get back to be able to move properly. I had a checkup probably like around February, I think it was. Same thing, they were happy with the way it was. I still got a checkup in November just to see how everything is. Yeah, they were actually very surprised. Like, I was there just for a week. They were like, I was very lucky that I did catch it early, that we went in early. There were like people, same thing, issues. They go, doctor doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So they go home, rest, and then it's too late for them. Like I was getting messages from people that I've actually known, met at the gym and all. They saw, because I was putting posts up, they actually knew of that disease because one of their family members had been affected by it, and they were like, I remember getting a message from a girl. They're like, my dad's had that for about 5 years now, and he's still struggling to this day. He's like, they just like sending their condolences, all the best wishes for me to get better. Sorry, and yeah, because I've never heard of this disease before at all.
Is it something that affects a lot of people?
No, again, it's just very rare. I remember when I went to the comp with my girls so they could qualify AO. I saw Phil there, Lau, and Phil was just like, because he's obviously physio. I remember the conversation we had. Is like, when we obviously started to be physio, they're like, GBS is like, they're like, there's like a 0.00000, like this is like saying all the zeros, one chance of you might deal with this.
Yeah.
They're like, be careful of it. Still, you never know when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, I ended up having it. So it was just a shit time being there, like going through all of that. So that's all passed, and this entire year is just like my main goal in this entire year was just work hard, pay off a lot of my bills as much as I can.
Do you have a lot of bills left from like your time in hospital and stuff or recovery?
I still have, I'm halfway through it, but it wasn't just from hospital, it was like just like previous bills and all.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember when I just came back, but I kind of had like a very arrogant attitude. It was just like, I'm going to win state, I'm going to win nationals, I'm going to be the best, I'm going to be better than you, watch me. And then what put me down, I was just like, I think because I was comparing myself to too many people and trying to achieve big goals, like everything just felt shit. Like I couldn't, strength wasn't there yet. Snatching 60 was just like hard, like I couldn't do it. Doing doubles was just like hard. So pretty much it was like, when I went back to see Matt, it was going by feel for me and just like keeping me at like 40 bar, 50. If doubles feels like struggle, take your time.
Yeah.
Don't do it, and just go from there.
So he was really patient with you.
Yeah.
And helping you.
Which was like really good, which helped me out a lot. I was just like, yeah, good. So we worked on a lot of tech the entire time, which is what I needed. And then, yeah, just went on from there.
Because you had like a bit of time off from that, but also I'm guessing that it affects your motor patterning as well. When you started snatching and stuff, did it feel foreign to you? Or was it like riding a bike, like you sort of knew what you were doing straight away?
It was pretty much like riding a bike. It's like, I just kind of forgot what to do. Like my body had no clue what to do. Like I would start off with just the bar. Like I've got videos of when I started getting back into it. And you just look at it, it's like you can tell I'm just trying to change like everything at once, or trying to like do new things. Like no, you're doing this instead of doing that. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of put me down. As I'm just like, crap. Like it's not what I wanted. I'm like, I've got 4 months till state champs, or 5, whatever it was, 5 months. I'm like, I'm going to win it. I'm going to qualify for nationals. I'm going to win that. And then obviously none of that happened this year. And it was just like, But then I know that didn't happen. That actually didn't put me down. I was just like, you know what? I'm very thankful just to be able to walk again.
Yeah.
Like to be back to where I am now. Because I was actually at one of their GBS charity ball 3 weeks ago. I was listening to one of their some of the people that have been affected by it, and it was one of the Paralympians, and she was like, she kind of did the same thing I did. She was comparing herself, she's like, I'm going to do this and that put her down. And then she just was like, she remembered like what happened to her, and she's back, and she's just thankful for that, just to be able to walk, like just to be back again. Like she's alive. She's happy about that, and she can breathe. She doesn't have all these machines on her. She's like, no one's really like checking, like have to like check up on her. Like she can kind of do most things again by herself. And that's why it hit me in the head. I was like, you know what? This year I set myself so many goals of weightlifting, like to be the best, better than anyone. Like, like telling people like, oh, watch out, when I get better, you won't catch me or anything.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to be better than you, and you watch. And then after hearing her say all these things, I was like, that was like the big nail that hit me in the head. I was just like, man, I can walk again.
Yeah.
Like a year ago, like I could not give myself a shower. Like I physically could not wipe my own ass when I went into the bathroom. Like I literally could not do that by myself. Someone had to help me do it. I was like, I can actually like, I don't need that anymore. I don't need that extra hand or anything. I can do things on my own. So it took me a while to actually realize like, fuck, you're back. You're actually back. I'm actually stronger than I was before I got sick. Like I can actually lift a lot more than I was. So I'm just like, you got nothing to worry about anymore. Just like, be happy. And yeah, that was what happened after GBS. Like affected me. And yeah, I've got one more checkup in November. Pretty sure that's gonna get fine. I just want to again check my reflexes. They're actually still not back, but I remember the last time I went back and they checked the reflexes. I have no reflexes as it is, but they made a good point. They didn't know how my reflexes were before I even got sick.
Yeah.
So there's no way to determine if that will come back or not. Because it's just like it's just your nerves recovering still. And they're surprised that I'm still doing what I'm doing. I think a lot of people are surprised that I'm working 2 jobs. I'm working pretty much 7 days a week. Training still 2 hours a day. Pretty much back to my routine that I was a year before it happened.
Where can people find out more about GBS and that sort of stuff if they wanted to just like research what this disease is? So
if you want to research, there's obviously a lot on Google, but go on the Guillain-Barré Syndrome Australia. They have a lot of good information there, and they can send out like a lot of pamphlets to everyone. If you just want to know information, you can call them up, find out.
And are you like you said you went to this ball? Are you sort of like working at all with the Guillain-Barré Australia? Do you have a close communication with them still?
Not, I'll say maybe now, yes. I actually reached out to them like after I got sick, about maybe December.
Yeah.
Because my friend, one of the girls I go to the gym with, she heard about my syndrome and she's like, I know the person that runs this charity,
Yeah.
the GBS charity, get in contact, they'll help you out. Whatever you need, they'll help you. That time when I did message them, like it was a bit like, I was kind of a bit sad because it's like I never heard anything from them.
Yeah.
So like 2 months later, 3 months later, I hear nothing from them. But I'm following them on social media, and then they put up a post and I message them and I'm like, hey, like I messaged you guys this time.
Yeah.
Like everything's fine with me. But yeah, and they were so like sorry about it. I told them when it happened, and at that time something went wrong with their system, so they actually didn't even get the message at all.
Oh, yeah.
So then they invited me to the ball, like offering me help if I need anything. And yeah, so I'm not working with them directly. Would like to help them out though. I am gonna make like my own T-shirts up and have their logo on there as well.
Yeah. Your
Pretty much-
Pineda weightlifting t-shirts?
Yeah, pretty much
Yeah.
my Pineda weightlifting ones have their logo on there as well, and just give anything I make off it directly to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like what I can probably do most is to help.
And obviously awareness.
Yeah, like awareness for what it is.
Because you're like watching you when you went through this stuff. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of social media around it. Like I knew you got sick, but like I didn't know much about it. But afterwards, when you started posting those videos, like a few months down the track of like what you were like and that series you did, I was like, holy crap! And then listening to this today, I'm like, fuck, man. I can't even imagine what that would feel like going through that. Like, obviously, that's one of the toughest weeks of your entire life.
It's funny how it's just like this all happened within a week. It was like that was like probably like the hardest week for my like not just for me but for my family, like my girlfriend, everyone just around me. It was just like they see me, fit, healthy, everything's fine, to being in the hospital. So when people see me get sick, they're like, "Oh fuck, you never get sick."
Yeah.
Because I like very rarely do I get a cold or anything. Like you never get sick, so they knew it was like something serious at that time. And I'm just again thankful for like everyone that was there for me, like my girlfriend especially. Like she was there the entire time doing everything for me. So if it wasn't for like my girlfriend, like my mum as well, like she was there. Like my girlfriend was telling my mum, like, I'll look after him, you go to work, just call me if anything, I'll call you if anything. And yeah, because also my mum's worried, like,
Yeah.
but
Because she's your mum.
yeah, of course. Like I tell every mum is like, so yeah, I'm telling her as well, like, I'm telling her as well, just go to work, I'm fine. Like my girlfriend Jamili's here,
Yeah.
she's like, she's got me, but like, mum, just go to work. So my mum's happy, like she's thankful, like for her for being there for me the entire time as well. And yeah, so I'm honestly can say I'm actually really happy to be back. I know I've said that a lot in the past, like I'm back, but I don't think I actually was back.
Yeah.
I think now I can actually happily say like I actually am back.
Yeah, like you're physically back, you're mentally back. Everything's sort of like, I guess you feel like you're exactly where you need to be again.
Yeah. So I'm just like, all I got to do is just continue to work hard now. Like the crap part's already happened.
Yeah.
It's done. You're actually stronger and like better than you were before all this happened. So I'm like, I can actually say like,
So now
actually
you're also
back.
just moving forward. You're
Yeah.
not like stagnant or behind. You're in front of the 8 ball.
Yeah, like in my head where actually I'm where I am now, where I wanted to be before I got sick. So I'm like, man, it's good. Like I even competed over the weekend. Like it wasn't my best comp, but it was like,
Yeah, you went to New Zealand. Damn, I wanted to talk about this.
oh yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. So I went as a guest. The main whole purpose was because I had one of my athletes, Rebecca Hall, competing.
Because she's a New Zealand
She's a New
citizen.
Zealand lifter. Yeah, so she's a citizen. So she wants to obviously, if she ever has an international chance of competing, she wants to compete for New Zealand.
Yeah.
So obviously she's registered with Australia and New Zealand. So she's a guest here and official lifter over there.
Yeah.
So she qualified nationals there. I was telling her, I'll come in with you. I'll coach you. And then, I'm telling her, you're going to, like, you'll place. Like, she's doubting herself, like, she's not going to do good, whatever. And then she's talking to me about, how about when I coach you? And I'm just like, don't worry about me. It's about you.
Yeah.
This is your comp, not my comp. Like, I'm just there as a guest to have fun. Like I was a bit shit how the way I went, but again, like I was really happy. Like she came third.
Yeah.
She hit like 90 kilo clean and jerk, which she never thought she could do, and that was like the best feeling. Like that like for me as a coach, like seeing
And
any
she
of the
placed.
athletes. Yeah, she placed. That lift placed her.
Yeah.
I was like,
Was that a final lift?
that was a final lift.
Okay.
So
So
she
that,
needed
that's
that
a
lift.
pretty big deal.
Yeah.
To win a medal on your final lift.
Yeah. So it was a final lift. She got the medal, and like she hit a lift that she's like never been able to hit before. So it was like
Has she been
perfect.
close before?
She's cleaned it, but she's never jerked
jerked
it. Never jerked. Like she always gets scared with that weight on her shoulders. Which
90 kilos is
surprising.
heavy, man. Like,
Oh, it
it's
is.
heavy for me.
It is, like, especially for a girl, like it's a lot of weight.
Mm.
So yeah, like obviously it wasn't a great comp for me, but it was a great weekend as it was.
Yeah.
She did great. You know, again, I'm happy that I still went, lifted with a completely like unknown area for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm there with just her and my girlfriend, and you know, I hit my openers, I placed, so I'm happy with that. Wasn't a great performance, but I'm happy with just being able to go over there, watch her place, and then for myself to compete as well.
So congratulations, Beck. You did
Well done,
awesome.
Beck. You did.
And congratulations to you, obviously. You did
Thank
good
you.
too. I'm sure there's a lot of people that you'd like to thank for getting you to where you are today.
Oh yeah, there's heaps
so-
of people.
Are there any people that come off the top of your head that you want to just shout out before we wrap this thing up?
I'll give you a shout out. Obviously, start off like with Marty and everyone at Triumph for like, you know, messaging me, coming to visit me. Like, thank you. Like that helped out a lot. Especially my squad as well. Everyone at the weightlifting squad at Lift. Thank you guys for coming to see me, messaging me. Even just like general members at Lift, the other coaches. Thanks. Like everyone at Lift, I should just say, thank you all like for the messages and coming to see me as well. My family as well, everyone. Obviously, I've got a big family, so I won't name them all. Actually, might as well. Lewis, Jose, Bea, Karina, Smells, Melissa, my sister, my niece, Olivia. Thank you guys, obviously, for being there. I love you all. And my mum as well. Thank you. I love you. And, of course, my girlfriend, Jamili. Thank you for doing everything. And love you forever and always.
And
anyone I forgot, sorry. But, like, thank you for the messages and all. And love you guys.
where can people find you once again if they want to talk? Maybe they want to talk to you about GBS, or they want to talk to you about weightlifting. They might be up near Lift and they wanted to get into weightlifting. Where do they find you, and where can they reach out to you?
So you can find me obviously Instagram Pineda, which is PINEDA _weightlifting.
Yeah.
Or if you want to go on my Facebook page, it's just Health Strength Lifestyle. Or you can just add me on Facebook or send me a message, which is Andrew Pineda.
Awesome.
And you'll see a photo of me when I had cornrows with my girlfriend.
Thanks so much for being on, man.
Thank you for inviting me, man.
That was sick. Like, my eyes were welling up, and the feels.
Yeah, no, I try to keep that in as well myself, for like letting anything out.
Dude, just let it flow, dude. Let it flow.
Yeah.
Guys, you can find Raw Barbell Club on all of our social medias. So that's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and all of the in-between. So that's at Raw Barbell Club. Make sure you join our secret training group. So that's Strength Training Tips, where you have a bunch of free information, free advice on all things weightlifting and strength related. So you just jump on there, join the group, ask questions, and we'll be sure to answer them. And lastly, guys, we have a gym. So if you're in the Hawkesbury area, if you're in Sydney, come out and train with us. We'll teach you how to lift well, and we always have a good time. So we're the funnest gym.
Yeah, you guys are. Check out Raw Barbell, guys.
Thanks again for being here, man.
Thank you,
It
Andy.
was really fun.
Thanks for having me.
I'll see you guys next time.